What's going on, guys? Hope you are doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Hope you're training smart, and I hope you are training hard. In today's video, I want to talk to you about what actually happened in Latvia. My partner and I bought a second division pro club, and unfortunately, the deal fell through. We had a goal in mind, we had a mission, and we had a vision. We were on our way there, and a couple days before the deal was gonna finalize and we were gonna start preseason, the investor pulled out due to a number of reasons. So tune into this video. There's gonna be a raw, uncut video, not many edits. Maybe we're gonna overlay some quality B-roll to talk about the story, but I'm gonna walk you through exactly what happened, why I thought this was a great market for football, and why I decided to bring an investor in on this project. So basically, this is gonna be a raw, uncut video. Like I said, I'm gonna have my computer here to make sure I give you the whole story and I don't miss anything, but what I'm gonna do is just walk you through exactly what happened. For those of you who do not know me, I'm gonna give a bit of background info on me and my story of how I got to Latvia. So my name's Eric Friedlander. I'm 29 years old, originally from Merrick, New York in Long Island. I've been playing a beautiful game for 24 years. I've been playing overseas in Europe for the past 9 years, and I went to Latvia the first time when I was 19 years old. I got introduced to Latvia by a coach of mine in Germany who had a friend playing in Latvia. The friend playing in Latvia turned out to become a good friend of mine and was a big inspiration of why I started the project, just based off how good of a person he was on and off the pitch. So I first went to Latvia when I was 19. I had a trial with a pro club there. Since I was a no-name and a nobody when I was 19, they told me that I would be training with the second team for the first week, and if I proved to be good enough, they would take me up to the first team. So I went over there. It was unexpected. I never even heard of Latvia as an American. I never knew where it was on the map. It was definitely a different culture when I went over there. A bit colder than the American culture. People are a bit more reserved and not as open for many reasons. As with everything, every single country has its pros and cons, and what I've realized after traveling overseas and playing in 5 different countries, every culture acts the way they do for one reason or another. So basically what happened during that trial is after 3 days, I impressed the coaching staff and they brought me up to the first team because they thought I was a viable player to possibly play for the first team. On Friday, the coach told me that he thought I did very well during the week and they are very interested in signing me, but obviously they wanted to see me play during a match. So the game was at 9 a.m. the next day on a Saturday. So being my young and dumber self, I went back to the hotel and I got into some things that definitely weren't the best for me. I didn't end up going to sleep till about 3, 4 a.m. and the next day I didn't perform my best. I performed pretty well, but I didn't perform good enough to be able to sign. As a foreigner, wherever you go, you have to be at least 1.5, 2 times better than the local players because you cost more than local players. So I knew to myself that I didn't play as good as I should have. I obviously learned all of my lessons, and that's what I'm here to teach you guys, all my one-on-one clients and all my app users. I want to teach you everything that I learned to make sure that you didn't make those same mistakes. Though, when I was over there, I made a very good friend. Him and I became very close and we stayed in close contact. He seemed to regard me as a pretty high-level player and saw a lot of potential in me. So we stayed in contact over the years when I was in Germany and when I was in Sweden. And then when I was about 25, 26, I received a call from him that he's going to be a vice president and be a partner with a president at this club, the club that I played at, which was called Leevon. I'm pretty sure I went over there in 2020 or 2021. I will fact check those things. But like I said, this is just off the riff. This is just straight off the brain because this is a story that I've wanted to get out for a long time. Basically what happened was he called me. He said, Eric, I'm taking over this club. We want to take the club from the second tier to the first tier. So I said, why not? You know, it'd be interesting to take a journey like this. You know, I'm not a father, I'm not married yet, I don't have kids. So now's the time that I want to travel, explore new countries, and explore new cultures. So in 2021, I went over there. Like I said, it was a culture shock. I was 26 at the time. They provided me with a nice apartment, and the team trained every day. Long story short, I really enjoyed my first year. I played about 22 games, did really well. I think every game I started, played as a number 6, and I really enjoyed my time, and I got to really immerse into the Latvian culture. For me, Latvia is an excellent place. Very safe. People are pretty friendly when you get to know them. Like I said, they're a bit more reserved than Americans, but when you actually get to know the Latvian people, they are very trustworthy, and you can build strong relationships with them. So like I said, I built strong relationships with a lot of players there. I built strong relationships with the staff as well as the coach. After that, I went back to the States in 2022, and I thought that I was going to be playing in the US. But my friend called me once again, and he said, Eric, we're making another push. Please come back. We want to make another push to the first league. So boom, second year, I went over there. Again, had a really good time. I think I played again in about 24 games this time, had another great season, played most of the minutes, started almost every game. I think I scored a nice goal on my birthday, so that was enjoyable. And yeah, that was about it. So during that second season, that 2022 season, I expressed to my friend that it could be interesting to start some kind of project in Latvia. I really saw a lot of potential there, and I honestly wish I went there when I was 17 or 18 years old. Instead of going to Germany and the bigger countries with tons of domestic talent, I wish I went over to Latvia because you can stand out more as a foreign player. It also gives you a nice backdoor route into Europe. If you're playing in the first league, the top 3 teams qualify for the ability to play in Europe. And you and me both know when you're playing in Europe, you never know who sees you. Also, when you're playing in the second tier in Latvia, you never know who sees you. Actually, one of our players who did very well last year, 16 years old, I think he scored about 13 goals, got scouted by a team in Italy. There were players who also went from our league to teams in Slovakia, teams in Slovenia. So the opportunity is there. So my goal was to build an academy in Europe because I wanted to build the solution that I wish I had. If you don't know me by now, everything that I'm trying to build in my community, in the RickFit community and within our team is a solution to something that I wish I had when I was younger that wasn't there. So I wanted to provide American players with an opportunity to generally skip college, get away from the American pro football environment, and get over to Europe. Because you and me both know when you're in Europe, like I said before, you never know who's watching you. That's the true saying of you never know who's watching. Also, what I saw in Latvia is it's a blue ocean. If you've never read the book Blue Ocean Strategy and you're into business or you're into exploring your ultimate potential, I would highly recommend the book Blue Ocean Strategy. Basically what Blue Ocean Strategy says is there are 2 things. There are either blue oceans or red oceans. Red oceans are the competing markets. These are the Spains, these are the Italys, these are the Germanys, these are the Frances, where there's tons of domestic talent and it's hard to get in as a foreigner because, like I said in the beginning, as a foreigner, it costs a lot more money to bring you in. So countries like Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, even Poland, Czech Republic, obviously Poland and Czech Republic are bigger, but these Baltic countries are an excellent route for you to get into Europe. So long story short, I wanted to bring that style of academy, some type of residential academy, to Latvia, to Europe. And I saw this was the pathway because Latvia for me was and still is a blue ocean in the football sphere. I think it's something that's an untapped market, and this was where I was trying to get American interest. So what happened during that 2022 season is I met a German coach named Bjorn Lipfert, who was very good friends with my good friend who brought me to Latvia. Once I met him, we clicked, we saw saw eye to eye on everything. I told him about my overall vision to help bring young American undiscovered talent over to Europe at an early age, get them developed, and either keep them in our first team or sell them to other teams throughout Europe. One thing that has really benefited me playing overseas for the past 9 years is I developed an excellent contact network. Other pro players, other agents, just by talking to people and networking. So what I wanted to do is give these American pros or pros throughout even the Middle East a chance to play at the biggest stages in Europe. So basically what happened was Bjorn and I became quite close, and what I had to do is I had to bring a mini investor in to afford Bjorn, because without that we weren't able to bring Bjorn into the picture.